Good evening.
How's everyone doing? So, Kick-Ass 2020. It's time. It's time for the first episode, which is the Truth Serum.
How did your business do? How are your sales in 2019? That is the question, isn't it?
When you're going through and auditing and looking at the finances that you brought in, how were every single quarter to end up to the end of this year? Did you do it? Did you win? Were you successful? Did you show up the way that you promised yourself that you would show up? And it's time to really audit that. We've been doing that for the last couple of days, is thinking about our business, our journey, and like, what were the biggest wins that we've had in our business? I know one of our wins was hiring Hannah, but then with that
comes new growth.
Yes, it does.
And new challenges.
Having that responsibility and breaking down communication and communicating not happening.
A big challenge that a lot of business owners and people that we talk to, especially coaches, is having a process, right? Breaking down the systems in the process. So not only do we know what's going on, but when you bring third, fourth people on the team, right? An assistant or a marketing person, they know the process too.
So you don't need to be there hovering over them and micromanaging and all the things. So if you are planning on hiring somebody for 2020, start really mapping out specifically what you do. So it's so simple. You literally have a manual to give them to where they're already set up for success, to where you don't need to micromanage them. The steps are already written out.
It seems a little cheesy, the whole policies and procedures, but
it works.
It's traditional and it works. And it's the reason why every huge corporation has them. And so in your own way, whether it's a flow chart, there's so many ways you can do this. Mind map it, obviously having it in some kind of a written format, a policy makes it clear. It really makes things easy for everyone on your team, especially if you're going to train new people, hire them. It just gets a lot easier when you have that. So that's a huge win for us this year, was putting together systems, processes, and we're even doing it to another level in 2020.
Yes, and delegation of all the things that you don't want to do. And the thing is that then letting go of control. I know that for a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, you believe that you're the only person that can do that. And
you're not.
Yes, everyone is replaceable, and you want to hire on people that are better than you at the things that you don't want to do, and let go of the control.
So if you're a business owner or you're a coach and you're 2019, let's say that you're maybe not as satisfied with the amount of money you made or the sales that you could have made, have to ask yourself, what are you willing to say no to in 2020?
Yeah.
Meaning, what are the duties? What are some of the job description things that you get, you just get busy with, right? We get thinking that it's so important to do paperwork or whatever, and it takes us away from truly being successful in our business, like making sales, like following up with that client that you hadn't heard from for, a few days and closing that sale. Those are the kinds of things that I look at are money-making, revenue-making opportunities. And if we're too busy because we're doing a Facebook post or something else, then we've got to look at where can we hire a virtual assistant? Where can we hire somebody part-time in our business to delegate and give up that control so that we can focus on driving revenue? Something we talk to a lot about coaches about, and that's what we've got to change in 2020 if that sounds like you.
Yeah, or hire somebody like Tess. I know Tess is on here and she does social media. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Kayleen. Yeah, I mean, it's like literally finding all those key players that you can delegate all the things that you don't want to do so you can be in your zone of genius. I know that my zone of genius is I love doing lives now. In the beginning, I didn't. By the way, that was something that we made a commitment to ourselves that we were going to be on social media this year. And I think we did pretty damn good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's consistent too, right?
Yeah, it's consistency. We're still working on that muscle. I mean, when we're training, we're not able to do this. And just being consistent with it and putting out the content. And hiring people. We have somebody now that's going to be helping us with YouTube. We have somebody doing social media. So figuring out what those things are that literally drain your energy and stop doing them if you're in a place to be able to do that. I mean, in the beginning of your business, you're pretty much doing all of it.
So last year was all about networking and taking all kinds of crazy action in 2018 for us. And we did. We took a lot of action. This year was about scaling back and still taking action.
Strategically.
But strategically. Yeah. Exactly. Focused action. And building our team of vendors, right? Finding an amazing web developer, right? Finding someone that can handle our Facebook, helping people, having someone help us in the training, and really getting Hannah on the team and caught up to speed. And she's an amazing in-house coach.
And investing in that and finding the best person that you possibly can find to do that, because you'll save money in the long run. And we've done that mistake because whether it was scarcity mindset that was holding us back, we ended up attracting some people in the past a long time ago that weren't necessarily a good fit for our company. And it was because we weren't hiring the best.
Absolutely. So we're always looking at, are we working with the best possible people we can? Because now it's not a matter of can we afford them, it's a matter of are we getting the best quality out of them?
Yes.
Right? Are they producing a great quality product, and are we able to pay them the quality that they want to get paid? Because that's a great projection.
It's a great projection of what you want to create and manifest in your business.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, if you're already saying, I don't know if I can afford them, I don't know if I can afford that person, I can't do that, I can't do this.
There's a money block there.
That's why you need to start scaling. That's
Yep.
why you've got to start delegating and doing things and dumping things, because you can't afford it. Right. And I know that seems sometimes so harsh to hear, but it's like, where are we not spending and investing enough time in revenue producing tasks? So we've got to really audit that for 2019 for some of us business owners and coaches that are in this community that
Totally.
have supported us. We want to help support you. And listen, if you're not sure where you should be investing those resources, where you should invest your time, look, reach out to us, send me a private message. I'll be happy to jump on the phone with you, or get a little chat going about where in your business specifically, obviously not knowing about your business, but asking you questions where you could come up with some ideas to spend more time and invest that so that you can make 10x what you did in 2019. You can do that in 2020, because that's what we're about, efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, with us, a lot of it boiled down to some of the learnings that we had. And when I say learnings, auditing your entire year. And for us, most of the time it boils down to time, because you only have so much time in the day.
We all have the same
and you
amount.
want to be spending your time on profitability, on profitable things. And so if it's not a time factor for you, if that was your biggest challenge, if it was time, then how can you be more efficient with your time? Of course, by delegating. But then when you really are in your zone of genius and you're doing, let's say, a sales call, how can you be most effective and the most efficient? And we hear a lot from people that are coaching clients and also people that start in the training, in the 3-day business training. One of the things they say is they struggle with charging what they're worth, number one, and also feeling okay for asking for money. And so even if you
Charging what you're worth,
yes,
and asking for money.
yeah,
Are you confident in asking for the order? Are you confident in asking for the sale coming to a close, right? There's got to be some kind of conclusion. We can't have this
it's
great
a feedback loop.
We can't have this great conversation, fantastic dialogue, and not ask, right? And not say, hey, is this something that you're interested in doing? Because that's such a fear for so many people. And we're with you. Like, we've been there.
Totally.
When it was like, I don't know if I'm building enough rapport with this person. But you get good enough at it, you just realize like you're not helping your client and you're not serving them to the highest level you can if you're not asking for the order.
Exactly. And then when you ask for the order and they say yes, then you'll have more money to where you can delegate it. Because that's the one thing that we hear. They're like, well, Deb and Brandon, I would love to delegate these things, but I'm not making any money. Well, then it goes back to sales. It's a feedback loop. Whoop.
Right back where we
there.
started.
Yes. So learn how to close, learn how to be an effective closer, learn how to better serve your clients, and learn how to really figure out what it is that's holding them back to where then you can paint the picture of success for them. Because that's why people don't move forward. They either don't have a strategy, or you haven't built enough value, or you yourself are projecting it out into the sales.
So for those of you listening to this for 2020, and you want your goals, maybe let's start with asking them some questions, right? And maybe get some feedback in the comments. So for those of you listening to this, watching this, maybe on the replay, ask yourself, what were your biggest wins in 2019? And, audit that, ask yourself, hey, what worked? What were some strategies that worked, whether it's marketing, whether it was sales strategies, whatever that worked. And then ask yourself, are you happy with 2019 sales? Did you crush all your goals, right? The goals that you set at the beginning of 2019, did you get them throughout the year, right? Were you able to make enough sales, have enough customers to make the kind of money you want to make? And if you did, then put crush it
in the comments.
that I crushed it in 2019. And for those of you that maybe didn't do as well as you wanted to in 2019, put 2020 in the comments, and I'm looking forward to 2019 because you're looking forward to
Another
2019
chance.
being over so you can get into the new year and start making the sales and focus on the revenue producing tasks that you want to. So anyways, just do that in the comments if 2020 is your year, 2019 wasn't quite your year.
And then also with the, get the learning from the experience. So like whatever your wins were, then of course do more of that. Ooh, Kayleen put 2020.
2020, baby. Woo!
That's right, girl. Let's do it. And like what really worked for you. So do more of that. So not this year, but the year before that, we only did networking, and that was great. It got us to where we wanted to be. And then we knew, based upon how much energy it took and how much effort and how much revenue we were making, we knew that we needed to expand online. So get the learning from what worked and also get the learning from what didn't work.
Absolutely.
Because your biggest challenges, what you may have felt like during the year when you were like literally like, oh my God, I wish this could be over. Like when those times happened this last year and you felt like your ass was getting drugged through the coals and nothing was working, and that's your gold. If you can find the learning, those opportunities, if you literally can learn from those situations, that is going to transform 2020 because you know exactly what not to do, and you get some of your most powerful strategies from the failures, from the mess ups, from the loses. If you get those learnings, it's going to 10x your 2020.
Maybe
the wisdom is in the pain a lot of times.
Always. There's always a gift amongst the
exactly.
Pain, a gift among the garbage. Ask yourself, what's one thing that you've got to delegate in 2020 that you didn't delegate in 2019 for your business, specifically in the context of business, right?
It could even be cleaning your house,
could be
something like
house.
that. I mean, like
that will give you more time on your business, which is great.
Or meal prepping your food. I mean, something as simple as that. I mean, that's a huge time factor, if you want to eat healthy.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, or finding somebody on Upwork.
Yep.
So audit yourself, look at 2019, figure out what were the wins, what were the challenges, and what were the biggest learnings from that.
Absolutely.
And then if you have any challenges that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to reach out. We always want to get feedback. Like, we want to hear comments from you all so we know exactly what to present, information to give, so we can truly help and serve each other.
Something that was a huge win for me and us this year was completely outsourcing bookkeeping.
Yeah.
It's been the nightmare of my life.
I'm glad he deals with that.
And it's the CFO duties, right? Dealing with finances. And so many of us business owners get sucked into that black hole. And it's just like, like I'm full of negative emotions that week when we've got to prep for expenses and get things filed with the bookkeeper and the accountant. Here's the thing though, setting that process up was amazing. It was it was just lifting this ton of bricks off my shoulder, like, wow. And having a great bookkeeper that's outsourcing, that has a good program, that's simple, that you can get in.
What is it?
It's automation.
It's in our CRM.
It's in our CRM. It's in
so we can
Zoho.
literally see our metrics real time. You know how valuable that is? Woo!
It's extremely valuable.
Oh, by the way, if you don't have a CRM and you're a coach and entrepreneur, get one. I mean,
you might want to put that on the
organized.
2020 list. So it's
really very cheap.
And listen, using it's easy to get so overwhelmed with technology. It's so easy to get overwhelmed with systems and processes and all these things that connect and integrate and APIs and all this. But listen, start simple. Start with one thing. Okay, if you don't have a CRM, get one. Yeah. Start with a simple one. It doesn't have to be Zoho. Zoho is probably a little more complex than most, but it's still pretty simple compared to, like, say, a Salesforce. So get a simple CRM that you can start collecting names and phone numbers and start building the email list so you can start doing your consistent sends, right? And then work into automation, work into things that automatically get done, automatic text messages, automatic emails, whatever that is. And eventually get to the point where having a robust system that gives you your metrics, like Zoho for books, accounting, expenses, revenue coming in, payables every month. So having that really gives you, it just gives you the map, right? It gives you the groundwork for your business. So every week, okay, here's what I've got coming in and here's where I need to focus on. It's like, oh, this week's a little lean. There's not as much coming in. I need to be focused on sales this week, right? Or if last month was a little slower and not as much revenue came in, you know exactly where to focus. And that is on sales, connections, right? Following up with past clients.
And this is an opportunity too of like doing the True Serum of your business, your sales performance. Also do it with your relationship. You know, how was the year of 2019 in your relationship?
Absolutely.
What were the wins? What were the challenges? When did you fail on your ass in your relationship? And then get the learning from it, because that is an awesome opportunity for you to have a communication around that.
Absolutely.
And get on the same page. I mean, we do this all the time in our relationship too. And then same thing for your own self, your personal growth and development. Audit what were the wins for your personal growth? You know, what were some of the biggest challenges? What did you overcome? How are you a different person than you were in the beginning of the year? I know that I'm a completely different person. I have learned so much through all the pain that I created consciously and unconsciously, and all the successes that I had. But I'm telling you, some of the most powerful times were when I felt the most challenged and up against the wall. I felt like I didn't have any strategies. And then I would do the work with Brandon or myself, doing some timeline therapy or some other NLP stuff. And I would very quickly get back onto empowerment as soon as I got the learning. And then I would breeze through it right afterwards. So if you can do that and audit your entire year, then this is a storehouse of wisdom. This is how you are going to consistently evolve as a human being, and your business will evolve as you evolve.
And we had an amazing 2019, by the way.
Yeah, we did. It was awesome. So many learnings. I mean, we
massive growth
in our business and our finances.
We're close to like 37% of revenue growth from last year to this year.
Yes, that's pretty damn good.
So that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. Excited to hit the
And
goal
this last
next
training
year.
was this incredible, like how it just flowed so well. Everybody was getting it. Transformation happened. The students are like, I've already heard testimonials of students already making their money back and the investment they put in the higher level trainings.
That's a good point. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Like our students are getting results. I mean, one of our students after the 3-day business training attracted $10,000 client. Another one of our corporate sales guys, he literally closed a $175,000 transaction the very next day after doing the 3-day business training. I mean, this is why we do what we do. Like we're hearing these success stories of people closing, people that have a side hustle doing their first $1,000 month. You know, that's super exciting to me, because the more she does that, then she's going to be able to make the transition into entrepreneurship, which she's so freaking gifted at. You know, what she does, this is her purpose and her passion. And so hearing these success stories is how we know we've been successful. And also the way that the training went, I mean, I had so much energy. I know you did too.
Absolutely.
Hannah was on point. Everything flowed well. We had great support from our coaching assistants.
Amazing.
Revenue coming in. It's just been an incredible year. And this last training was literally my convincer of total success. I mean, we've had many
absolutely
convincers of success this entire year, but this last training,
so we invite you to look at
was incredible,
where you invested time, energy, and finances into your personal growth and development.
Yeah,
we're big on this, and we believe this. The more we invest in ourselves, the more our business makes, the more our relationship excels. Everything. I mean, we've all heard this before. You know, the more you learn, the more you earn. And if you didn't invest the kind of money you wanted to in 2019, maybe your revenue suffered a little bit, or maybe you're looking forward to 2020 and developing that and really focusing on personal growth and development. So we believe that when you put that in, you're going to get that tenfold out. And that's why our clients and students have come through training. They've done coaching programs with us, and they're getting their money back out in such a quick amount of time, because they're letting go.
And having breakthroughs, letting go of lifelong patterns.
The beliefs of around money that don't serve them.
Yes.
Right? The scarcity mindset.
The doubts are like the plaguing doubts, the fears of rejection, the fears of not being good enough, feeling unworthy, doubting every move that you make, the lack of motivation, all the things that hold people back, the lack of the self-sabotage. You can let all that go.
Just suppose you let go of some of those limiting beliefs, the beliefs that hold you back around money. Just suppose you went out and made $250,000 in 2020. Right? Regardless of whatever you made. What if you made $500,000? What if you were able to make enough profit that you could bring on a new team member
or two
and have a better process so that you could spend more time with your family, travel and take vacations more? what would that be like? What would that do for you? How much would your life change?
I mean, how much more times if you have kids, like how much more free time would you have to be really present with your kids? You know, or what would you create with all that extra time? And if you're traveling around, maybe you want to be a traveling entrepreneur, just going around and speaking, you know, whatever it is for you, imagine that, because the next thing that we're going to talk about in the future is like creating the future. Like, what do you want your 2020 to look like? Now that we're getting the learnings, now that we're auditing the challenges, and figuring out, I think our next episode, we're talking about like the boundaries and what we're going to ditch and delegate. Once you get crystal clear with all that stuff, then it's time to create.
Absolutely.
And if you feel like you're holding yourself back, if you feel like you're self-sabotaging, if during this process you feel like you don't know if you're going to be able to create what you want, then please instant message us, because
just
we'd love
reach
to
out.
connect to
We'd
it.
love to
We
connect.
have all different types of strategies that can help you do that.
If there's still any fear around sales or your self-worth about being able to ask for the amount of money that you want, you know, maybe you're like, I can go out and help so many people. I know I can go create stuff, and I know I can go help my clients and hide that and serve them at a higher level. But you're like, I just have this block, right? If any of that resonates with you, like, just reach out, give us a private message. You know, we'd love to chat with you about it and see if we can't, you know, help you out and get some clarity around that.
Totally. So love you guys. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, and share this if you enjoyed it. If you know somebody that you love that would benefit from it, please. And
our YouTube channel has transformed.
Yes, and check
Brian
out our
has done an amazing job.
Yeah, check out our YouTube channel where
He's
you
a
can find
ninja.
all of the
Hashtag
videos.
Brian Jimenez.
Yeah, and make sure that you hit the notification button so you always know when our content is fresh.
Yes.
So
Have a
we love you all.
wonderful evening. We'll talk soon.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.